first I wanted to ask, we saw the video sent over of Daniel. How is he doing right now?
I spoke with Daniel and his wife Irina this morning, and it was a miracle to have a phone call from him because the doctors gave him very little chance of survival, let alone recovery, after this terrible attack on him. Daniel is doing much, much better. He still has a long way to go in his recovery. He loves his wife. He loves his staff at the restaurant. He loves his customers, and he's very excited because he's made such progress that he wants to reopen the restaurant, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, maybe even within the next week. He's not fully recovered by any stretch of the imagination, but he loves the people who work with him, and he loves that community on Piedmont Avenue. So he's very excited to get back to a regular life. How much of it he can sustain, we will see, but he's going to give it a try. He's a tough guy. Everybody who knew Daniel Luna gave him a super fighting chance to make recovery, but the doctors were not very hopeful. So this really is a genuine miracle. Irina, his wife, told me after the attack and when he was in Irina, his wife, told me after he was attacked and was in a medically induced coma that the doctors gave him maybe only a 5% chance of ever returning to normal. And she said, if I could only have 1% of Daniel, I will stay by his side forever because that 1% means so much to me.
When did he come out of that medically induced coma?
I didn't ask, but I think it's probably within the last couple weeks. The attack occurred in January at SoFi Stadium at the 49ers Rams divisional playoff. He was in medically induced coma for at least a month, I think. So I think he's slowly gotten out of that and is starting to make recovery. Still has a long way to go, but his spirit's there, his desire is there. His wife is about the happiest person on the planet. So it's a wonderful story today for Daniel Luna, his family, his friends, and his customers.
The video that was sent over, you see him shooting the basketball. So I mean that must be a good sign. Where in the process is he in as far as rehab goes?
Daniel Luna has he has a big rehab in front of him. He's got physical therapy issues, he's got speech issues, he has rehabilitation issues to be able to function on his own. But I think the video of him playing basketball shows the tremendous advances he's made. And he joked to me that he hopes if the Golden State Warriors see that video, they'll give him a 10-day contract.
As far as, being back in the Bay Area and hoping to reopen the restaurant, do you have any idea of what that timeline is looking at, continuing rehab here in the Bay Area? I assume he's still in Southern California, correct?
I didn't ask, okay. But I got the impression, though, I have to tell you that they're back here in the Bay Area. I have the impression that that Daniel Luna is in rehab here in the Bay Area. I didn't ask that. I'm sorry, I'm not as good a journalist as you, although I used to be one. I should have asked that question. He clearly is making substantial progress. He's in rehab now. He's got a long way to go. He wants to open the restaurant within a week to 2 weeks. His wife is very excited about returning to work with him. He's going to need help, but he's a great chef. He's a great person, and everyone is rooting for him.
Is there anything else you want to add as far as anything on part of the family, if they want what they want to say? I know this obviously has gotten a lot of attention locally, nationally. Anything else that you want to say on part of the family right now?
Yes. Violence in our society is out of control. And that someone at an NFL game would turn around and strike another person and almost cause them to die is unconscionable and unacceptable. And we need to do more to ensure public safety, to ensure that there's more police and more opportunities to ensure that justice is done in cases like this is very important in our society and for the future of our society.
Have you personally been able to speak with Daniel? Like, is he able to have conversations with you?
Yes, no, I'm sorry, I didn't make it clear. I spoke with Daniel and his wife Irina this morning, and one of the things that he joked about was he knows how much I like his specialty I spoke with Daniel this morning, and one of the things that he kidded me about is he knows how much I like the Peruvian national dish that he makes, pollo a la brasa, which is a specialty roast chicken of Peru, and the sauce that comes with it, huancaína sauce. And he told me when he reopens the restaurant, he's going to make me a whole bucket of huancaína sauce.
So he is able to have conversations with you, and based on the video, he's able to walk a little bit.
Yes, he's definitely on the path to recovery, but he's got a long way to go. He's able to walk a bit. He's certainly able to talk. He tires very easily. And again, he's nowhere near being 100%, but at least he's alive and he's functioning at a higher level than being in a coma.
And last thing, just because we know a lot of the people in the community have been paying attention to this, any time in the future where he may be, willing to talk with us as far as how he's doing, is that something that he talked to you about, is wanting to talk about it and get that message out to the community?
I'm sure that Daniel and Irina will have some sort of outreach to the news media and to the public, because one, they're just so happy that he's alive and on the road to recovery. Two, there still needs to be justice in this case against the attacker that so significantly changed his life and injured him. And finally, they want to do something for the community that supported him, and the hospital staff and paramedics that supported him throughout this incredible tragedy, and now a hopeful moment.